Do you often find it difficult to resist the allure of social media while at work? Do you find it impossible for you to stay focused? Don't worry, you're not the only one. Engaging and maintaining productivity is hard for everyone, especially when surrounded by all sorts of distractions. But this does not have to be the case. All you need is a little awareness and quick action to make things right again. In this video, I'll share with you 10 habits destroying your productivity that you need to change immediately. Humans are habitual creatures, and it's these habits that define how productive or ineffective we are in life. However, issues arise when we fail to realize that our bad habits are affecting our life, productivity, and health. Habits are the most important force in human life. And when you think about it, this makes a lot of sense. You see, when something becomes a habit, it usually happens automatically and bypasses the thought process. This can be a blessing or a curse depending on the habit. The solution is to identify and eliminate those bad habits. The first step in resolving a problem is identifying the root cause, followed by resolving it. Unfortunately, in this situation, self-examination can be a little tough. Besides, we may not be aware of our bad habits until others point them out to us. So to assist you, I've compiled a list of 12 common bad habits to avoid in order to improve your productivity. Number 1. Not having a schedule. If you have the habit of working or completing your tasks whenever you like, you're setting yourself up for failure. According to researchers at Northwestern Medicine, daily routines make you more likely to use your time effectively. In addition, often no routine means you simply run out of time, leaving things undone and not making the most of your time. In other words, a routine or schedule is essential for getting your mind into productive mode. Without one, you always enter work mode detached, making it difficult to get into the zone. Furthermore, only doing things when you feel like it makes your mind fickle and lazy, which is a recipe for failure. Not having a schedule means that you're starting your day off without a plan or a direction. So basically, your day starts out as a mess because you do not have a specific plan for the activities or tasks you intend to complete. These situations can be avoided if you make it a habit to structure your day. This way, you have a routine that you religiously follow, which makes it easier for you to prioritize tasks and identify distractions. Additionally, structuring your day makes everything easier and less stressful because you know what to expect at the end of it. On the other hand, starting the day in shambles can kill your productivity for the entire day. Therefore, you need to start it off right if you want to be ready to have a productive day. And you can do this by creating a routine that best suits you. Number 2. Not prioritizing your to-do list. By failing to prioritize your to-do list, you're sabotaging your productivity. In his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, businessman Stephen Covey recommends that tasks should be categorized and then prioritized based on importance and urgency. In other words, not all of your tasks are of the same importance. Others are more urgent. Therefore, you need to ensure that the right amount of attention is given to the activities based on their importance. If you do not know how to go about this, you can use the most important tasks, n.8 methodology, to help you intentionally set daily priorities. This technique requires you to create a list of 2 to 3 most important tasks with the greatest impact. This list should be separate from your regular to-do list. Ensure that you create this list every night, so you can determine the activities that urgently must be completed the following day. Keep in mind that treating all tasks equally will kill your productivity. Number 3. Multitasking. Multitasking is one of the worst and most common bad habits that damage one's productivity over time. When you multitask, you're not performing multiple tasks at once. Rather, you're temporarily devoting a portion of your attention to a single task, while devoting the majority of your attention to the act of switching tasks. In other words, most of your strength is focused on switching tasks, not completing them as expected. Eventually, the back-and-forth task switching will drain you mentally. Studies show that multitasking lowers productivity by up to 40%. As a result, one's productivity and brain health suffer. Furthermore, neuroscientists believe that our brains are not designed to do more than one thing at a time. And when we try to multitask, we harm our brains in ways that have a negative impact on our health, mental performance, and productivity. Here's what you can do to stop this. Each time you begin a new task, do not stop working until you complete it. It means that you cannot move on to a new task, however much you want to. It might be hard to adjust to this new method at first, but with time, you'll get the hang of it, and your concentration and work quality will significantly improve. Number 4. Keeping your phone with you all the time. Having your phone on you all the time means there are high chances of you being distracted by it, and this can kill your productivity. According to Eilish Duke's study, Smartphone Addiction, Daily Interruptions, and Self-Reported Productivity, smartphone addiction and actively checking the phone reduce productivity both at work and at home. She further explains that other studies have shown that interruptions, even as brief as 2.8 seconds, disrupt the flow of concentration and lead to increased errors when performing a cognitive task. These days, it's way too easy to be distracted by your phone, even without realizing it. Even though you set it to silent or vibrate, you're still likely to be distracted by it. It's difficult to have your phone with you and not check it to see if you've received a new message, or if there's a notification icon on one of your apps. However, as difficult as this may be, it's imperative that you hold off from checking your phone every 5 minutes. Put your phone in silent mode or switch off notifications if you have to, or better yet, lock your phone in another room. Being derailed by your phone will not only destroy your mental flow and productivity, but will also divert your attention from your family and friends, and away from the work you're attempting to complete. So set some boundaries to avoid killing your productivity and destroying your relationships. If you're enjoying this video and finding it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and also remember to subscribe to this channel to get more content like this. Thank you so much. Number 5. Unnecessarily browsing the internet. Another bad habit that's killing your productivity is unnecessarily browsing the internet and social media. Whether you're at home or at work, it's all too easy to get into the habit of sitting around mindlessly scrolling through Facebook, flipping through Pinterest, perusing pictures and videos on Instagram, or randomly clicking links all over the internet. According to several studies, American workers waste between 1 and 2 hours per day surfing the internet, and thus costing their companies billions in lost productivity. According to a recent Udemy study, 25% of US workers voted that non-business related internet usage is a major distraction. 23% voted for meetings, and 9% cited personal calls or emails as major workplace distractions, hence confirming mindless web surfing as a disruption. Nevertheless, browsing the internet is a productivity-killing habit that can be avoided. To hack this, you need to have self-control. Furthermore, you need to either learn how to keep the tabs closed or turn off your internet connection completely if you want to get work done. There are also applications that you can use to block websites so that you don't get tempted to browse while you're supposed to be working. Though it's incredibly hard to do so, it's best to train yourself not to indulge in such distractions if you want to increase or maintain your productivity. Number 6. Compare yourself with others. If there's one thing that will negatively affect your productivity, it's comparing your productivity levels to those of others. Each of us has our own method of doing work and completing tasks. The fact that someone completes a task faster than you do does not imply that they're more productive. Besides, why worry about others when you have direct control over your own actions? To overcome this, you need to set productivity goals for yourself and shift your focus from the outside to the inside. Only compare your current work productivity to previous ones and make necessary adjustments. It's easy for you to become more productive. It's all about understanding how you work and the best ways to use your skill set to complete tasks. According to a study published in 2016, we tend to see our weaknesses as more changeable than our strengths, which means we're more likely to try to improve where we're weak. Several other studies, however, have shown that when we focus on developing our strengths, we grow faster than when we focus on improving our weaknesses. Plus, people who use their strengths are happier, less stressed, and more confident. Number 7. Overplanning. It's always a good idea to plan out all your tasks in advance. When it gets down to it, however, overplanning can end up killing your productivity. When you begin planning every activity down to the smallest detail, you may find yourself stuck. You reach a point where you've scheduled so much and gotten everything so detailed that it's difficult to even begin. Hence, the entire procedure becomes overwhelming. While planning, you need to make room for changes. Nothing ever goes as planned, and overplanning kills productivity by not creating room for those slight adjustments, the minor things that may go wrong. When you overplan, you hold yourself to a level of perfection that's simply not possible. So when things do not go according to plan, you get demotivated. Overplanning also takes up so much of your time because you spend a lot of time planning an activity, and at the end of the day, you have less time to handle other tasks. This takes us back to the aspect of time management, which is key to increasing productivity. In a study on employee productivity by Time Watch, 90% of the workers agreed that better time management leads to increased productivity. Therefore, in order to achieve this, you need to do away with the overplanning. And the first step toward attaining this is accepting that you cannot control everything in life. Planning is great, and being prepared is fine, but if it becomes an all-consuming activity, you should take a step back and reassess your routines. Number 8. You say yes all the time. Constantly saying yes to projects, people, tasks, accounts, and the like can quickly take a toll on your productivity. If you always say yes, you'll find that you've taken on more work than you can physically do in a given amount of time. For your own sake, it's sometimes necessary to say no and put your foot down. So before you volunteer your time or energy to a project, consider whether the item at hand is directly related to your ongoing projects or personal work. If it does not correlate, drop it and focus on what best serves your interests. Dr. Susan Bialy, a physician, life coach, and author of Live a Life You Love, advised that when you say yes to one thing, you should turn around and say no to something else on your to-do list. Therefore, by saying yes all the time, you may be saying no to the things that are most important to you. As a result, you're not considering what you're most interested in. So you must learn to say no in order to live your best, most intentional life. Additionally, turning down tasks and activities that do not serve you helps keep your schedule as streamlined, productive, and fulfilling as possible. Number 9. Being a perfectionist. Perfectionism is a big obstacle to productivity. If you're the kind of person who constantly tries to make everything exactly perfect, you'll get nowhere. A study conducted in 2018 found that although perfectionism has been linked to work motivation in recent years, it can also be easily linked to burnout, stress, overwork, and eventually depression, all of which have a long-term impact on your productivity. Perfectionism can appear in a number of ways, the most common being unreasonably high work standards, and being thrown off balance when things don't go as planned. When you have unachievable work standards, you spend so much time working on those tasks, and this causes a backlog of tasks to pile up. Secondly, it's easy to mentally quit when things don't go as planned. You might still be able to work afterwards, but you'll be working half-heartedly because things didn't go perfectly. You can fix this by focusing solely on completing your work. This will have a significant impact on your productivity. You need to accept the fact that we're not perfect, and that the process of getting things done involves making mistakes. In other words, do not be afraid of failing. Additionally, recognizing your mistakes is a critical step in overcoming perfectionism. If you can do this, you'll be able to break free from the need to overthink every detail, and finally make some progress. Number 10. Having self-doubt. To live your most productive life, you must abandon the bad habit of self-doubt. Self-doubt kills productivity by causing you to lose focus and postpone decisions. When you have self-doubt, you lack confidence and are always uncertain about the choices you make. Self-doubt is a horrible trait to have. According to best-selling author Barry Davenport, low confidence causes us to doubt our abilities and judgments, preventing us from taking calculated risks, setting ambitious goals, and acting on them. She goes on to say that people who have this problem at work frequently engage in subconscious behaviors that undermine their success, making them less likely to ask for or get promotions, salary raises, and even jobs. To overcome self-doubt, you must be confident in your ability to make the right decisions. Whether you're starting a business, returning to school, or purchasing a home, do not allow self-doubt to hold you back. So, based on the habits mentioned in this video, does any resonate with you? Please share your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. This is all I had for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to like and share this video with those around you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't. With that said, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.